Welcome to day five of our Sadhana journey, and today is a day later than intended. Please forgive me, I was privileging my need for rest and restoration yesterday with my family, and so I gave myself that. And a big shout out to beautiful Ali, who took on that role in I Am Spiritually Fierce of leading that practice, and I'm really grateful. So we're back here for our final day today, and today I want to share yet another one of my devotional practices that I practice every day. And this one is particularly important right now because our task as the spiritually fierce ones is to remember that everything is but a vibration, and that we must remain committed to the truth that consciousness precedes matter. So even though we're looking at a particular reality in the world right now, if we want to alter that reality, we cannot do it by taking action at the level of the dream at 3D. We need to be willing to go into our consciousness encoding, which is exactly what we'll do in our final practice today, and to hold a vibration that is a match for the reality that we want to be living. Now, it's really important when I share this practice with you that we stay away from shouting orders at God of how we think things should be, of deciding from our own limited perspective what is right and what is wrong, and we stay instead inside of the cultivation of the vibration. When we do that, we let God get on with the job of whatever is the best outcome for all, and we cannot know that. We simply cannot know that from our human sight right now. In these extraordinary times, we might have all sorts of expectations or ideas of God, but they really may not be a match for the truth of what it is that we need. So we're going to practice consciousness encoding as a form of meditation, which is how I do it every day, where we're going to choose a symbol, remembering that your subconscious doesn't speak English, it's impressed by the language of symbol, and we're going to choose a symbol that represents the feeling state that we want to live at. And then every day we can call up that symbol and allow it to guide us. And that symbol might arise in you from within, or it may be one that you go out and choose actively. I've been working with the symbol of the letter P for problem resolved, drawing from Joe Dispenza's work. And today in meditation, that symbol completely changed for me. And that was just something I was given. And now I'm working with a very, very large O. And the O is for opportunity, but it's enormous. It's sort of bigger than the cosmos, this O, and it contains everything within it. It's a circle, of course, as well. And I'm well aware that within that is everything and nothing, and that it's not about me working out what is that opportunity. I mean, there's lots of things I need to be doing in my business at the 3D level that feel like new opportunity, but what that symbol is not about fixing on a particular idea of how things should be, but rather cultivating the feeling. And the feeling associated with that that symbol of the massive circle that I was given is very much about unlimited possibility and just a feeling of expansion and openness and really just true opportunity. When everything is fixed and we're certain of how things are going to be and how they should look, we're often shutting down possibility. And so now is a really powerful time for us to be, when everything changes, change everything, change your habits, change your routines, change the way you eat, change the way you dress, give it all up and see what lands and see what's true rather than what has become habitual. So anyway, this is not a teaching time, this is a practice time. So we're going to go through our 5 stages. So we're going to begin with the Gayatri Mantra, the long form of the Gayatri Mantra, tapping, heart congruence using the prayer, thank you, the 2 breath techniques that I shared with you yesterday, and then finally consciousness encoding. And we're going to do that together now. And today is our final day of this sadhana journey, but I do have some ideas for you about how you might like to continue. So if you are able to do so, I'm going to invite you into this space with me now. And if not, come back and do this later today. Of course, the whole point of sadhana is that you are committing to a devotional practice for a period of time, non-negotiably. Doesn't matter matter whether there's a pandemic, whether you're sick, whether your kids are sick, whether you're tired, whether you're emotional, whether you're overwhelmed. You take no prisoners here. There's no excuses, and you just show up to your devotion, and you make yourself uncomfortable in doing so. So you're sweating for God. You're saying, even though this is not convenient according to my 3D reality right now, I'm not going to use that as an excuse to not show up. And that's the point of committing to a sadhana. And this has been 5 days. That's all I've asked of you. So it's not very long, but I've got some ideas about how you might extend that. All right, so if you're safe to do so, closing down your eyes with me now. And if you need to, just keep the eyes open with a soft gaze just in front of you if that feels better. And we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, let it go. We're withdrawing our attention from the superficial world, from that 3D dream. Expanding your belly on the inhalation, holding for as long as feels comfortable for you. And then exhaling as you pull the belly back to the spine, exhaling all that stale and stagnant air, letting go of all the effort required to bring you to this moment. You might like to repeat that a few more times just to anchor yourself fully in this present moment now. If there's anyone around you, kids or dogs or partners, invite them to join you or invite them to be quiet and let you have these few minutes of stillness. And by closing our eyes and deepening our breath, we're signifying to our nervous system that we're very safe. We're safe to be here now. Let us begin. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tat Savitu Vareniyam, Bhago Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tat Savitu Vareniyam, Bhago Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tat Savitu Vareniyam, Bhago Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. When you're ready, blinking, open your eyes, and we'll move straight into part 2, tapping on the side of our hand, staying in that beautiful expansive energy that we've created together. Whether you were letting yourself just receive the vibration of the sound or whether you were chanting with me, the benefit is there either way. Now we're tapping on the side of the hand, and I'm simply going to intuit now using the formula that we're using here, the setup statement that we're using, whatever is there for the group. And of course you can substitute with your own words or get the borrowed benefits of what I'm sharing here. Deep breath in. I now release all my emotional attachment. Repeating after me out loud or silently, whatever feels right for you. To this fear of the unknown future. To this fear of the unknown future. Closing down the eyes, breathing deeply. When you're ready, opening your eyes, I now release all my emotional attachment to not getting the things that I want right now. Closing down the eyes, deepening the breath. Opening your eyes, I now release all emotional attachment to my fear of not getting my needs met. Taking a deep breath in, closing down the eyes. And of course, you can come back to this and continue finding what's beneath that for you and going further if that's what you need. And now we're going to move into our next practice. Please forgive me, this is a working household. It is Sunday morning and you may hear some grumpy children in the background. We're going to move into heart congruence using the prayer thank you. So we normally would cultivate a feeling state by bringing something to mind, and today I'm simply going to invite you to work with this prayer to cultivate these high vibrational feeling states of gratitude and appreciation. Taking 2 fingers or the palm of your hand to the center of your chest, taking a deep breath in, letting it go. Repeating silently or out loud, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you repeat this prayer, feeling these high vibrational feeling states of appreciation and gratitude for life exactly as it is right now, not for when it changes or for the way it used to be, but just for this moment, we say thank you. Thank you. And letting these feelings of gratitude and appreciation expand at your heart center, expanding the electromagnetic field at the center of your chest, outwards. Feeling your heart's electromagnetic field expanding to meet the one mind, the field of light and energy that surrounds us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Letting these words be the prayer that you know is heard even before it is uttered. Thank you. Thank you for what I understand, and thank you for what I do not understand. Thank you. Thank you for this radical trust exercise, for letting me take my devotion off the mat and into the world. I say thank you. Thank you. And feeling your heart's electromagnetic field expand to meet every person who is here now and those who will listen back later. Thank you. Thank you that I'm being given really good evidence that all is one, and that this abstract concept is now playing out before my eyes in the world that I inhabit. For all this and so much more, I say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And now lowering your hand to your lap, we'll move into our pranayama, our 2 breath techniques that I introduced yesterday. Well, yes, yesterday, the day before, and we're going to begin with the bumblebee breath. And the beautiful thing about this breath is it really helps reset our nervous systems, particularly right now when we're potentially much more stressed and producing those stress hormones in larger volumes than we would ordinarily. This breath is a beautiful cultivation of vibration in the body as well as through the sound in the subtle body. So for this breath, we're going to inhale through the nose, and as we exhale with pursed lips or with lips just meeting, we're going to make this sound. And and it may not look like I'm exhaling, but the sound, the air is moving out. My belly is being drawn back to my spine as I exhale, and then you'll reach the end of your exhalation. You'll feel that there's no more air there, and then you'll inhale again. And we'll do this 3 times. One of the ways you can increase the effects of the resonance that you're creating with the sound is to block off your ears. You don't have to do that, but if you choose to do that, you can. And of course, we're doing 3 breaths, so you'll know when to conclude. And my breath is probably going to be about the same, or if not, a little bit longer than your breath. And so we'll finish it around the same time. You won't miss out on the next step. So let us begin with our bumblebee breath. At the end of the last exhalation, breathe in and just hold. We're practicing breath retention here for as long as feels comfortable for you, just allowing your breath to be retained, integrating the vibration that we've just created together. Whenever you're ready, exhaling. And we'll move to our 4-part breathing. And this breath is equal parts of inhale, hold, exhale, hold. And we want to make sure that it's a sustainable breath. So you may count for 2 beats per part, or you may go up to 4 or even 6, whatever feels comfortable for you. It will be based on your level of experience with breath retention. But if you are able to keep the parts equal, then you know you're at the right count for you. And just allow yourself to see if you can slightly extend each time you go round. The more that we're able to retain the breath, the greater the impact on our nervous system and the real beauty of this pranayama practice. So let's breathe together, and I will guide you for the first few rounds. Breathing in and let it go. And now inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Now continue in your own count. It may be longer or shorter, whatever feels right for you. If you have Ujjayi breath in your practice, you can use this throat restricting breathing. One more full round. When you complete that, just blinking open your eyes. Okay. A very important part of my devotion, especially my early morning practice, is water. So please, if you are going to do your early morning devotion, make sure that you're supporting your body and your subtle anatomy for all the amazing work you're doing, and aim to have a liter of water before you eat breakfast if you can. That will certainly support your system's optimal functioning, and that allows us to stay in our practices more effectively. So our day 5 practice is consciousness encoding, and this is just essential to my devotion, and there's not a day that goes by where I don't consciousness encode. And what am I talking about with consciousness encoding? This is a form of, if you like, it's a form of mind control. We're controlling our thoughts, but not through mental activity, but through vibration, the cultivation of a feeling state. So we want to have a shortcut for our subconscious. When our subconscious starts playing our fear programs, our dominant fear programs, we want to have a kind of a circuit breaker. And so we choose an image of some description that has resonance for us, that is going to be representative of a feeling state that we want to cultivate right now. So we want to encode consciousness. We do that through vibration. We create vibration through cultivating feeling state. We simply cannot cultivate a new vibration through mental activity alone. And what we know to be true is the subconscious is the part of us that is creating our realities, encoding our consciousness. It's not our reasoning conscious mind. I'm giving you a lot of information there in a very short amount of time. But the purposes of this practice is to find a symbol that is representative of the feeling state that you want to live in now and all of the time. So for you, if you want to come back to this practice later, you can journal about that for a little while. But for the purposes of our practice now, I want you to identify 3 feeling states that you want to live in all of the time, regardless of external evidence. So it might be peaceful, then you might have powerful, free, open, receptive, calm, expressive, all of these feeling states that you want to live in that feel good, joy, bliss, all of these feelings of like gratitude, appreciation, and just identify 3 for yourself right now that really identify how you want to be inhabiting the world all of the time. So let those 3 come to mind. There might be joy, freedom, bliss, or power, gratitude, and love, whatever they are for you. My brain isn't producing them right now, but there's a lot of great high vibrational feeling states. And once you have those 3, I want you now to allow yourself to identify a symbol that is representative of those feeling states for you. Now, I shared at the beginning of this that for me right now, I've been working with the letter P to represent problem resolved. And that feeling of problem resolved feels like relief. It feels like openness. It feels like expansion. This morning in my meditation, a new symbol landed for me. And that happened quite organically and intuitively. I wasn't looking for a new symbol, but the symbol is the O for opportunity. Now I'm using letters that represent words that have a feeling, a state associated with them. The opportunity feels vast, open, expansive, full of possibility and wonder. That's what the letter O feels like to me. You might not choose to have your symbol as a letter. You might decide to have it as an image like a bird or a phoenix or a bear, or it might be a tree, or it might be a forest, or it might be a beach. Whatever it is for you, the idea is that we're creating a symbol because your subconscious doesn't speak English. It speaks in the language of symbol. So if we want a shortcut or a bypass for all of our stressful thoughts as they rise, and we want to create a feeling state associated with that symbol that we've assigned the meaning to, then this is the most powerful way to do it, because we'll do this together now in an intentional meditation. But you're able to do this then throughout your day whenever you feel stress rising, or you start inhabiting a feeling state that isn't high and light or isn't in congruence with how you want to be living. You unleash this symbol, your subconscious gets the message very quickly and moves you out of that fear response and into love. It's very, very beautiful, very simple, and very powerful. So, everyone, Magali sharing, thank you for that. Joy, peace, brave, love that. You can share your words with me if you like, and let me know if there's a symbol that's coming to you. For the purposes of how I use this as part of my daily devotion, I will go into a meditative state, usually at the end of all these practices that I've shared with you. So I use the practices that I've shared with you to prepare me for meditation, yes? So meditation is the highest goal of our sadhana. It's where we go into that state of being in the void, in emptiness, where we let God commune with us. So we're not going in with an agenda, we're just emptying ourselves out to receive God into us. And that is the highest function of our devotion. So this is another part of that preparation where I will cultivate the feeling state, unleash that symbol, and get myself really, really present, and know that I am creating a vibrational match for what I am offering out into the world, therefore what I wanted to receive back. To give is to receive. So what I'm giving out vibrationally, it is absolutely the law that I must receive in kind. And so we're not looking for 3D intentions here for goals like I will have this much money, or this will happen, or that will happen. That's not our business. That is up to God. What we do is become the vibrational match for our best life. And that is our job. Our job is to create the vibration and let God do the rest. It's not our job to yell orders at God or create a vision board or tell God what it is that we assume to know to be the best for our life, because we don't know. So let's do this together now. So I'm just going to invite you to close down your eyes if you're safe to do so. And if not, just resting your gaze at a spot in front of you, softening the gaze, withdrawing our attention from the superficial world once more. Remembering in a normal sequence, I won't be interrupting you, so you just flow from one thing to the next. Letting your breath anchor you. And with that symbol now, hold that symbol in your mind's eye. If you are choosing a letter or a place or a tree or an animal, whatever it is, really bring it to your attention front and center, as though it's on a movie screen in front of you. And now, knowing how to do this from our heart congruence practice, draw up the feelings that you have identified, that you associate now with that symbol. Whatever they are for you, really bring them up in your being. Feel them with the fullness of your body, your mind, your heart, your soul. And imprint them on that symbol so that it's non-negotiable to your subconscious. When you see the phoenix, when you see the letter, when you see the tree, whatever the symbol is, you automatically feel these feelings because you've created a program that your subconscious is now running. I'm going to give us a minute or so in silence now to continue that process of drawing up these feelings and really centering that image, seeing it with your full body, your full mind, your full soul, your full heart. Don't let yourself go anywhere else. Stay fully present. Stay focused. Stay present on your symbol. Cultivate the feeling state you associate with that symbol now. Let it move you. Let yourself be moved by the feelings you're creating, like waves rolling through your being. What we do together now is exponentially increased in power, so stay with me, stay focused. Now, once more, for one more moment, bring up those feelings with the full weight of your being and see that symbol in your mind's eye and associate non-negotiably the feeling state with the symbol and know that this is your prayer. And as you send out these feeling states, ripples in the field, they will come back to you 100-fold, for this is the law. We are always encoding consciousness. Now we're doing it intentionally, purposefully, with focused and passionate attention, drawing down from the field that which is a match with the vibration that we are cultivating. Breathe deeply. Let it go. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, blinking open your eyes. Okay, so now throughout your day, this symbol is your shortcut to your subconscious to run a different program. So if you're finding yourself going into a fear program, a stress program, a trauma program, this is the shortcut, the circuit breaker that will prevent you from being able to run those fear programs. And instead you draw up with that symbol this new program that you have just written and written into your subconscious. We are exactly like computers in that way. We have the hardware and we have the software, and you've just introduced a new program that the software is running. So don't back away from that. The more you do it, the more powerful that will be, and the more quickly your subconscious can change the program, and you can move out of a fear response to the world and come back into the intentional co-creation of your life by cultivating the feeling state. The feeling is the prayer. We never ever need to tell God God's job. We don't need to get into the details of how it should look, who should do it, how much it should be, where it should come from. If we create the feeling state, we are permitting the space for the miracle to download. And that is it. That, we don't have to know what the best version of our life is. God knows. And what we do when we yell orders at God is we prevent its download. So please keep bringing that feeling state up through cultivating that or unleashing that symbol as many times a day as you can. For me, this is just the key to everything that I do. But where I would go now, and we're now at the end of our 5-day sadhana, is into meditation. And that meditation is silence and stillness. There's nothing to do there. I'm not trying to create anything. I've gone through the process. I've cleared my fear. I've moved out of my fight or flight response. I've attuned to the frequency that I want to be in through breath, through mantra, and now I'm going to move into meditation. So that would be the next phase of my practice. And really, however long you've got is enough. We've been together for a little while now, but you could do all of this in 5-10 minutes if that's all you've got, or you can take a few aspects of it and bring it in. Some days you might have 2 hours to do all of this, and of course we did this actually quite quickly. The other elements that you might bring into your sadhana would be journaling and any other things that you have learned in your time, and you create a program for yourself, a soul program that's non-negotiable. It's a really powerful thing to have that spiritual discipline, and especially right now, this is a spiritual zeitgeist. What is happening in the world is a consciousness detox, and the dis-ease in the human collective consciousness is being repaired by this process. And we have a task as the light workers and the spiritually fierce ones to not be wishy-washy right now. We need to be fierce as fuck right now, okay? And to show up even when it's hard and challenging. There is simply no excuse. There's no story. There's nothing going on that is bigger than this commitment. And I invite you now, what happens next is to choose a number of days where you are going to commit to continuing these 5 practices, plus anything else you want to add in for that period of time non-negotiably. So that means every day. So you might choose another 5 days, you might choose 10 days, you might choose 40 days, you might choose 100 days. I'm not going to limit you. You might choose 1,000 days, but your commitment is a vow. And you're going to make that vow with me now, and you can make that vow later, and you can, do it whenever you want, whenever you come back to these practices. But you are making a commitment before God, and you don't mess around with that. Don't make the commitment if you already know that, if I don't get what I want, or the kids are shitting me, or I have to homeschool, or my supermarket's out of the bread that I like, or I don't feel safe, or whatever, even much more extreme. I lose my job. I don't know where my income's coming from. it doesn't really matter what your life events are. Nothing is greater than your capacity to do this. And it sounds like I'm being really mean, but as Caroline May says, be gentle with yourself everywhere except for when it comes to your spiritual devotion. And then you're just non-negotiable. And that's what I'm inviting us to do right now. And I'm doing it. I'm not inviting you to do it on your own. I'm doing it with you. And that's how we get our spiritual stamina, is at times of challenge, we rise to meet those things. George is going to do 40 days. Thank you, my darling. And of course, part of my daily devotion is the physical practice, my asana, my yoga. If you want to add that in as well, please do, because of course that can be an amazing way to really embody what you're learning. It might be running for you, it might be walking. Michelle's doing 40 days, amazing. 40 days is brilliant, of course, because we know neurologically it creates a new program. We create a new addiction, if you like, a positive addiction, but we also are, making that very devoted spiritual commitment as well. So please, if you're interested, pick a time, a number of days that you're going to commit to. You might want to start with just 5 days at a time so that you don't overwhelm yourself, but you keep adding another 5 days and just see how long you go for. But if you make this commitment, don't unmake it because life got hard, okay? Life is hard for most of us, and for the majority of the planet, life has been much harder than we're having it right now, all of the time, and that's their normal waking reality. And we can make a contribution to the collective right now that is going to be received in such a potent way. So please, please, please make that commitment and join in. It's been my absolute privilege to guide you through this. I love sharing what I do in my devotion, and of course I'll be sharing more in the coming days. I'm going to finish this time together chanting for the first time out loud in public one of the Maha mantras that I just learned, and it's the Shiva mantra to the Gayatri mantra, which is the Shakti mantra. So these are the two Maha mantras. I'll actually chant both of the Maha mantras. I can't remember the name of the Shiva mantra. My apologies. I think it might be Mrityor. I'm also a little bit nervous because I've never chanted this publicly yet. It's the Gayatri mantra I'm very familiar with. I've done it thousands of times. This one's new. So please forgive me if I don't get it quite right. But the call to share this mantra is so strong in me. If we think about this energy of this mantra, it really is like death. It is the cutting away of the things that are not necessary anymore, and it's the release. Whereas the Gayatri mantra is it's life, it's creation, it's sun energy, it's the feminine creative force, it's the Shakti. And Shiva, this is the kind of the laser, like the cutting away of the ego. So I feel very strongly that I need to share this one right now, and I learned it recently, so please forgive me. I'm going to stop saying sorry. George's son is committed to 15 days. That's amazing, Max. Thank you. And of course, my throat is gone. We're going to really do this in public. Yes, we are. All right, Ricky, you can do this. And if you know this mantra, the Maha mantra, the Shiva mantra, please join me. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtavaranam Uvarukamiva Bandhanan Mitro Mukshamamrita. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtavaranam Uvarukamiva bandhanan mrityo mukshamamrita. Om Triambakam yujamahe sugandhim pushtavaranam Uvarukamiva bandhanan mrityo mukshamamrita. Now the Gayatri mantra. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsavitu Varenyam Bhago Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsavitu Varenyam Bhago Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsavituvarenyam Bhago Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me for this sadhana journey and for sharing my first live recitation of that mantra. I really should find the name of it for you. I do have it written down somewhere. My apologies for Mrityunjaya mantra, and forgive me for my pronunciation. And it's one of the Maha mantras. So the two Maha mantras are the Gayatri mantra and the Mrityunjaya mantra. It's death of the old self, space for the new emergence, the self united with God, free of samsaric longing, and really perfect for the mental discipline of non-attachment to form. So perfect for where we're at right now, and so much part of what I'm just feeling running through my being all of the time. You can hear the difference between the kind of joy and the lightness of the Gayatri mantra, different to the long form of the Gayatri mantra, again, which we did at the beginning. But chanting is very much part of my time. This time for me right now, I'm leaning into it a lot, and I really am feeling it as it's a mental discipline to keep my vibration where I want it to be and away from the fear program, which will try to dominate right now. So please be, leaning into your tools, whatever they are. Share them with us. We're online. If you are, have tools, go live, share them with your communities, and keep this going. Keep your commitment to a fierce devotion right now, because we are needed. And I will keep sharing with you. If you like the chanting, I'm very happy to come back and do more with you, despite my own criticisms of how it sounds, my pronunciation of Sanskrit. I will do my best and get over myself, which is our task. So much love to you all, and thank you for being on this journey with me.